Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. Another foggy day out. I'm going to tell you about the weather in just a moment. It is September 11th, and of course, throughout the country, people are remembering this day with lots of different ceremonies throughout the areas. Now, I want to tell you about our show today, and we have Stuart Spencer. He is, of course, with Advanced Ear Care, and he's going to be talking about an open house that's going on, a few other events as well, and how heat and humidity can affect your hearing aids. Interesting. Also, we have a woman on going to be talking about selling your treasures, how to go about, maybe you have old jewelry or gold or whatever it might be that you don't really use anymore. You want to find the proper way to go ahead and sell that and get some good value out of that as well. Memorial Care, we have Dr. Wang Tang on, and he is the medical director of Peripheral Vascular Services at Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center. And finally, Jennifer Murphy is coming up, going to give you a recreation report, some events that are coming up here in the village. Now, as far as meetings go today, there is only one, and that's United's regular board meeting. That is at 9:30 today. So if you're watching this in the morning, you can stay tuned and watch that if you like, or we replay it after the 5 o'clock news as well. At 6 o'clock, it will replay. All right, now let's get to the weather. And this fog continues for at least a couple more days. Thursday could be a transition day. We could either have more fog or it might dissipate a lot sooner. It just depends. When I look at different reports, one says we're going to have the same thick morning marine layer. This is on Thursday. The others say it will pretty much dissipate quickly. So as you can see, though, what's nice is that the temperatures now going into the weekend aren't going to be quite as warm as first thought. So we have a relatively mild week. You can see the 80s or so for the next 3 days. And honestly, we may only get to about 78, 79 during the next 3 days. Again, I look at different reports and it's anywhere from about 78 to 81 degrees over the next 3 days. So really nice weather. And again, the morning and evening marine layer comes in and just keeps us nice and cool. And as we get to the weekend, things will warm up just a little bit, but it was kind of nice last night. Even at, I think about 8 o'clock or so, we were already down, at least where I live, to 65 degrees. Haven't seen that for a while that quickly, so nice. I hope it continues. Here we are around the county and beyond today. Beaches are only going to hover around 74 degrees, 75 degrees or so for today as their average, and the rest of the county in the low 80s. Up in Arrowhead, about 76 degrees. Palm Springs, staying steady up there, 105. They are still not below, haven't been below 100 in quite a while. And about 80 degrees, that is San Diego area, around Mission Bay and downtown San Diego. So if you're headed down there, nice weather there as well. Of course, they're getting the morning marine layer as well. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
This is how we burger, brew, and cue. Pick a town. Arrive hungry, real hungry. Start with a massive burger. Charred, juicy. Add bacon, a buttery bun, piled high. Serve it up, wash it down. Creamy, hoppy, fruity, malty. We're not done yet. Q-time, deep fried, sauce soaked, pork ribs, meaty, tender. I'm full. Where to next?
All new Burgers, Brew, and Q. Tuesday at 9. Cooking Channel. Stay fired up.
I'm coming for you, Cancer. With California Protons, I now have the technology and expertise to fight with unmatched precision. I'll zero in and wear you down with radiation, millimeter by millimeter. You won't weaken me. I'll spare my tissues and protect myself against future threats. Cancer, you're history. I'm looking to the future.
Once I came to alignment, things changed.
Here, they take time with you, and if there's any question, they answers it.
It's a good place to go because those people there care about you.
They are a compassionate group.
It's almost like you're coming to a second home.
Do you hear but not understand? I have good news for you. A proprietary system for verifying hearing correction, verified best speech clarity, is now available through the All-American Hearing Network. This means hearing improvement can now be verified and documented. Your individual hearing correction is guaranteed in writing. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot. Try AMP, the world's smallest hearing aid at an unbelievably small price, just $750. It's ready to go in one visit, comfortable to wear, and virtually invisible when worn. Yes, you can now have verified best speech clarity. Hear every word. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot, risk-free.
Well, with me right now is our friend Stuart Spencer from Advanced Ear Care. Great
Morning,
to
Kim.
have you, sir.
Always nice to be here.
We have a few things to talk about today, and one of them we'll get to last was heat and humidity when it comes to hearing aids. That'll be interesting to talk about. But first, you got an open house going on, right?
That's right. You know, we're excited about it. It's a special event we have that goes today through Thursday. You know, we have a national specialist that comes in. You know, this is a gentleman that's been in the business about 40 years, and he diagnoses, you know, really tough hearing losses, and we come up with good solutions for him. You know, we have John come in a couple times a year, and we've been really successful with resolving some of these tougher hearing problems. So, you know, whether you have a real difficult problem and you're used to wearing hearing aids, or if you just want to come in and just even find out if you have any hearing loss or not. You know, we invite people in for a free hearing exam, and it's just kind of a fun time all week.
When does a good time for someone to come in? And what I mean by that is, at what point should they, much the same way at a certain point, maybe you get your eyes checked a little bit more. Maybe there's no eye problem, maybe there's no hearing problem. But how often should someone come in, and at what age, maybe regularly, once a year or whatever?
Yeah, you know, it's a very interesting question. You know, we test people, you know, well up into their 70s.
Yeah.
And, you know, we ask, hey, when was your last hearing exam? Grade school?
Well, yeah.
The
I mean,
military?
mine was, yeah,
you know? And I'm like, wow,
yeah.
you know, that's amazing. So, you know, I mean, we think, you know, when they hit 60, they should have their hearing tested once a year.
Okay.
You know, that's just a good rule of thumb. And, you know, we find people are very surprised at the amount of hearing loss they do have. You know, whether, you know, I mean, zero's like normal hearing, you know, across a hearing chart for us, you know, even if they're down around 20, 25, 30, you know, they're like, wow, you know, they're kind of surprised they've lost that much hearing.
Yeah.
But usually the spouse confirms it, you know, pretty quickly
Yeah.
that, you know, they needed to come in and have that checked, and they really need some help, you know, and
it's natural as we get older.
That's
I
right.
mean, just like your eyes. It's just, there's some degradation, no matter how healthy or great you live your life.
But you know,
life.
the amazing thing about hearing loss is, you know, three things. You know, it's invisible, you know, it's painless, and it's really gradual.
Yeah.
So the hearing people have, they think that's normal hearing.
Yeah.
And we test them, and they've lost over half their hearing. They just don't know the difference. You know, people that are around them know the difference because they see them missing things,
right,
and misunderstanding conversations, but they think they have normal hearing. They say, no, I don't have a problem at all. And we test their hearing and then correct it, and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, I should have done this a long time ago.
Well, I think, you know, even I notice it now and then when, for instance, over the weekend, we went to a restaurant and it was loud in there. It was a cheesecake factory. Sure. Great cheesecake, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But because there were 5 of us there, and they put us in a kind of more of a long table, and it is a very loud restaurant. It was sometimes hard to hear, you know, my daughter speak or something like that, even for my wife and I.
That's right.
And I'm not sure, because I think even, you know, my older stepdaughter and her boyfriend, who are both like in their mid-20s, even they were having a little trouble because it was a loud restaurant. But still, I found myself going, what did you say? What did you say?
Starting to strain. And,
Yeah.
and so that's, we hear that a lot, right? And
Yeah.
in restaurants. And so, I'm always quick to tell people that, even people with normal hearing have a harder time in noisy restaurants.
Yeah, of course
right?
you do.
Just like
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah.
about. So, when they're wearing their hearing aids in those environments, they struggle a little bit, just like, normal hearing people
Right,
do as well.
right.
But that's when you start to kind of notice it,
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all about this signal to noise ratio.
Right.
If it's quiet in a room like we're in now, the speech is up here, there's no noise. You go into a restaurant, it just shifts.
Oh, yeah.
The noise
Yeah.
comes
And
up, the speech is
especially
behind
now.
it, and you just can't quite hear through that noise.
When we were younger, restaurants were quiet.
Right, the booths and the carpeting
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything of that sort, that's right.
All right, now, coming up next month, you're going to talk about what technology breakthrough, and this is interesting. Translate different languages. And
So this is a mind-blowing
this is IA, right?
revolution.
Yeah, or AI, I should say. Yeah.
In hearing aid technology. We go through, different phases of technology where, we increase the, the features, the performance of the hearing aids, the speech clarity, many of those issues. This is just a whole different breakthrough. And this gentleman that came over to, Audibel Hearing was a chief engineer for Intel.
Okay.
And, they had tried to get this gentleman to come on board for quite some time. It's kind of an interesting story, Anjan. And he said, no. Then he said, well, wait a minute. Who is that? He gets headhunter calls all the time,
Yeah.
right? He said, who is that called? And they said, Starkey is their parent company, right? And he said, you know what? I know Starkey. And he said, I wrote my thesis on Starkey. Was one of the companies that I wrote about. And he had needed to take 3 companies that individuals had started, and they still were private, and 3 that individuals started that were public. And one of the companies was Starkey Laboratories. And he said, I followed this company for over 10 years.
Wow.
I know about their foundation work, I know about their technologies. And so he took the interview, and of course Starkey said, we would love you, but there's no way we could pay you what Intel pays you, And he said, you know what, I've made plenty of money. He says, you guys don't
Wouldn't that
even,
be nice to have that problem?
Yeah, he said, you guys don't even know what you can do with hearing instruments. And this is his first release after a year and a half. So this hearing instrument will translate 23 languages. It'll do all your Fitbit stuff, monitor your heart
Wow.
rate, the number of steps you take every day, and show you that information on your iPhone. It'll also, in the near future, geotag where you're at if you fall, and send paramedics to you, so you don't have to worry the life alert thing. And so they know, exactly where you're located, and you can acknowledge the signal and send for that help. I mean, this just takes it to a whole different level. And by the way, it's the best hearing that's ever been established in a hearing aid.
That's amazing.
Isn't that wild? We're really excited about it.
2 things are interesting. And one is, of course, a lot of this stuff, whether it's hearing aid or eye care or things like this, are coming from companies like Intel and Google and Apple and things like that. Sort of, not directly, but they develop different kinds of technologies, and then it moves its way into the medical field. But that's where the stuff is coming from.
This is
in
an
many
amazing
ways.
thing. In January, we were at a technology conference in Las Vegas, and boy, I wish I could remember the doctor's name, but a brilliant physicist, was just talking about how fast, technology is improving because of all the different fields that are involved. Physics, electronics, medical. Everything's just kind of coming together. And with the size reduction of electronics and the speed of how they can process, different things, whatever it would be, with vision or hearing or any other kind of, autos, right? Automobiles starting to drive themselves. All this type of technology is going to just exponentially increase over time and just really provide some amazing products. And this is the first wave of that, so we're really excited about being part of that.
That is great. Now, here's something that heat and humidity, how it affects hearing aids. We know that heat and humidity affects some kinds of electronics. I don't know if it affects your phone too often. I know when I've had my my iPhone in certain parts of the country where we had high humidity, it worked fine. But I remember years ago, I had a little video camera. It just shut down. It wouldn't work at all.
Yeah, I've left my phone in the car sometimes. It comes back and it's like overheated.
Yeah, it will tell you that.
So heat definitely affects electronics. And, I mean, my goodness, with, hearing devices, I mean, we're wearing them, 14 hours a day, all day long, every day. So, during this time of year, we see a big influx of people come in and just say, it just sounds a little bit weak, or it's just not quite as clear as it used to be. And, there are little covers over the microphones in the hearing aid. And just, the oil from your hair, gets in the microphones, or just perspiration, or, the gunk on your hands, everything just kind of builds up. And during the summer when it's hot like this, and boy, we've had a hot summer. We've just seen a huge influx of people coming in for those type of issues. The wonderful thing is, most of the time, we can just take those hearing aids, make those small changes, and get them right back on the air and right out the door, and they're really happy that they're hearing so much better. So the heat and humidity does affect it. So if you need something like that done, just come in. We're happy to take a look at it and take care of it right in our office.
Quick question along that. At home, are there ways people can clean them, or you shouldn't mess with them?
Yeah, there's the fundamental or basic, cleaning type of tools that we always give people.
Okay.
Another thing we give individuals that really have this problem on a recurring basis, there's a little jar, where that has a little desiccant in it.
Sure.
So you put those little pills in the microwave, heat them up, put them back in the jar, put your hearing aids in there and close it at night. It sucks a lot of that moisture out.
Okay.
For people that are working outside, construction workers, road workers, those type of individuals really use those, all the time, or just people that work out a lot. Use those so they dry them out overnight. So there's stuff they can do right at home as well.
All right, very good. And Willow Tree on its way.
Wow, it's really looking good. I mean, have you been over there at all to take a look at it?
No, I haven't. I drive that way on the way home, but I go down El Toro, so I don't really get a chance to see it.
Swing in there. It's really looking nice.
Good.
Of course, they were going to be done, July 31st.
Yeah.
But here we are. So now we're looking at October. But I mean, I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It's going to be beautiful. And there's about 6 other businesses coming in there.
Very good.
Hair salon, nails, yogurt shop. Yay.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah.
So we're really looking forward to, just that whole renovation of that whole business complex. And we're happy that we're part of it there.
Fantastic. Always good to see you.
Good to see you,
You
Ken.
take care, my friend. AdvancedAirCare.com. And they're located, as he said, in the Willow Tree Center. You can check them out and get your this week, if you get a chance, the free hearing exam.
Absolutely.
It'll be a good time.
Love to see
All
everybody.
Right. Take care. We'll be right back.
At Universal Carpet for all your flooring needs. Now get 50% off pet stain resistant and hyperallergenic carpet, porcelain tile, wood laminate and waterproof flooring, and complete kitchen and bath remodels. Plus get 5-year 0% financing, including free installation and free furniture removal. Our convenient showrooms are just minutes away in Irvine and Huntington Beach, or call 866-402-2747 for our free in-home shopping service. Universal Carpet, the low price leader for over 20 years.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Cart here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Get out and live your life with the Buzz Around XL travel scooter from Golden. The Buzz Around is fun to drive with a tight indoor turning radius so you can go just about anywhere. It's also so easy to charge and offers all-day range so you can go further. The Buzz Around even has more leg and foot room for all-day driving comfort. Be safe with the XL's ultra-bright LED headlight. Plus, the Buzz Around XL can be easily taken apart into several lightweight pieces. See for yourself just how easy and affordable mobility freedom can be.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
Welcome back. Well, today we have Stacy Padres, who's here to tell us a little bit about finding treasures that you can sell, be it gold or silver, right?
Right.
Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today.
So tell me a little bit about, tell me first of all what you do.
So I am an estate and fine jewelry buyer. So I work with people in their homes and help them go through their treasures and hopefully find some great stuff for them.
So what are some of the things that we should be looking for? Is it like estate jewelry or heirlooms, or what are some of the things that we should be looking for?
Well, all fine jewelry has precious metal content. So it could be gold jewelry, platinum jewelry, sterling silver jewelry. Of course, diamonds have value, and then even sterling silver flatware sets.
Okay, all right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that we have. So gold and silver content, so sterling flatware, gold jewelry, and then class rings too, right?
Exactly. Even dental gold has gold value to it. Yes.
We wouldn't want anybody to take out their dental gold.
Exactly. Well, be sure to ask for it back though. You paid a lot for it going in, so you should definitely ask for your crowns back if your dentist is replacing them with porcelain crowns.
Oh, interesting. Do people normally not do that?
You know, a lot of dentists offer that to their patients. They offer it back to them.
Okay, well that would be a good thing. What about some watches?
So all of the antique watches that are either gold or platinum definitely have value. And of course your designer watches like Rolex and Cartier and AP definitely have value to them in today's market. Absolutely.
Okay. Now how do we know how much gold is in the jewelry that we have?
That's a great question, because generally in the States we see 10 karat, 14 karat, and 18 karat gold. Those are the most common pieces of jewelry that we buy. But overseas, oftentimes you find pieces that are made in 22 karat gold or even 24 karat gold. So just to give you an idea, 14 karat gold is 58.5% gold content. So it's about half gold content.
Okay, all right.
And then 18 karat gold would be 75% gold content. And then going down to 10 karat gold, where it is 41.7% gold content.
And then obviously when you weigh it, that's how much money you get back? Is that how that works?
Exactly. We look at the spot price for the day, and you can find that on Kitco, which is it's an app you can put on your phone, or you can even look them up on your computer.
Okay.
And they have the day's spot price for all precious metals, and so it basically becomes a math equation based on the content of gold that you have in your piece and the weight of it.
Okay. Yeah. And how will I know how much gold is in my piece of jewelry?
Well, there's often stamps on jewelry, but they're really, really tiny. But if you take a magnifying glass, or we use a jeweler's loupe, and you can oftentimes see on the clasp is generally where they stamp the piece.
Okay.
And you will either see a 14 karat or a 10 karat or an 18 karat, but you oftentimes may see numbers. And especially in Europe, they mark their pieces with the gold content rather than the carat weight. So for 14 karat gold, you may find a stamp that says 585, and that stands for 58.5% pure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Now, what about silver?
And silver, oftentimes silver jewelry, you know, we all have bought sterling silver jewelry, and that is 92.5% silver content. So you'll find that mark on your sterling jewelry. Oftentimes you'll see that 925 mark.
Okay.
And then in sterling flatware, again, 92.5% silver. And if you have silver coins, some silver coins come pure, 99.99 silver content. But an interesting fact is American currency prior to 1964 was actually made of silver. It's 90% silver content and then 10% alloy metals. And when the mint made the announcement that the silver value exceeded the numismatic value of a coin, and they were no longer going to produce currency using silver, a lot of people got smart and they started rolling their coins and stashing them away, and so they have real value in today's market. They're 90% silver content.
Wow. Now, what about if somebody had something that was gold or silver plated? How does that differ?
Now, silver plating and gold plating, it's really tough to refine those metals. It's almost kind of like scraping paint, off your walls. So there really isn't any value in the plated pieces. And that's kind of a trick a lot of designers are doing now with precious metal prices being so high. A lot of them are marketing, gold plated or silver plated items as 14 karat gold overlay or sterling silver overlay. And that's just kind of a fancy word for saying that it's, silver plated or gold plated.
So that really doesn't have too much value?
It really doesn't have any resale value.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. So I know you have a slide here about the Kitco that you were talking about earlier. So tell me how to read this. How do we read that?
Okay, so it pops up in live time. So it moves with the market. So if you're watching it, you may see it even move throughout the day.
Okay.
And it lists the gold price, the silver price, the platinum price, and then it goes on to other precious metals such as palladium and rhodium.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great app. Okay, good. Now let's look. I know you were talking a little bit about gold and silver prices before 1964. However, now what are we looking at? I mean, it certainly fluctuates quite a bit.
You know what, it does. And after the housing crash in 2008, we saw some crazy prices in the gold and silver market, and they have certainly corrected since then. But if you look at a 10-year chart and you invested in gold 10 years ago, you're still doing very well. And if you look back to our chart, at 1970 when gold was trading at $30 an ounce, if you bought gold in 1970, you're sitting very pretty now because we're trading at just about $1,200 an ounce right now.
Right. Seems to be stable quite a bit.
It has. In the last 5 years, it's been anywhere from $1,050 to just under $1,400 an ounce. So we're just kind of right in the middle there, and it has been pretty steady.
So if someone finds jewelry that we mentioned earlier, what are some of the things that they can do with it?
So there's lots you can do with your old jewelry. You can trade it in for cash. I mean, the majority of our customers trade it in to get the cash value.
Okay.
But you can also redesign your piece. So you can take a piece that maybe, styles change over the years that you're not wearing anymore and turn it into, a beautiful piece that you'll wear and enjoy. Or you can also trade it in toward a new piece of jewelry. Maybe you want that beautiful Rolex watch and you can, gather up some of your old pieces and trade that in toward a new piece of jewelry. Or you can trade it in for gold or silver bullion, which is a great option for a lot of people that want to stay vested in the precious metal market.
Right.
But fine jewelry is not investment grade gold or silver.
Right.
So they can trade in their jewelry and trade that in for gold or silver coins and stay vested in the market.
All right, so if anybody did have any questions about buying gold or silver bullion, you would be able to help them with that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're a full service fine jewelry company. So we buy, sell, trade, and make custom design pieces as well.
Well, perfect. Well, I know I'm going to go home and look at some of my treasures to see what I have. So thank you so much.
Of course, my pleasure. Thanks
Great
for having me.
You're welcome. So don't forget to go look in your jewelry boxes or drawers to see if you can find some great stuff. We'll be right back after this.
If you asked me what I wanted to be when I was a child, I would have told you a princess or an astronaut, maybe even a chef. But things change. I may not have become a princess, but I found someone who treated me like one. I may not have become an astronaut, but I still got to see the world. I may not have become a chef, but you would never leave my house hungry. The Emeritus Institute has kept my love of learning alive. Every day is a new adventure, and the Emeritus classes have made it possible to keep living out my dreams. Sign up today and begin your life's next adventure.
imagine if you'd grown up with a video documentary of your great-great-grandparents. Family Chronology is a family-owned business here to help you tell your story in your own unique way, in order to ensure that your legacy is passed down to your descendants for centuries to come.
Pretty much, they have been my life in recent years since they were born. They have been the focus of my attention, along with my daughter and my son and my son-in-law too. But the grandkids especially have been my focus. And I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Before the next earthquake, take 30 seconds to refresh your memory about these important disaster preparedness tips. Make a family emergency plan. Decide how you'll get in touch with each other, where you'll go, and what you'll do in an emergency. Build a disaster supply kit with enough water, food, and emergency supplies to last at least 3 days. It's important to have disaster supply kits for work, cars, and pets too. Find and fix items in your home that might hurt someone by moving, breaking, or falling during an earthquake. Know how to react safely when the ground shakes. If you're inside, stay there. Remember to drop, cover, and hold on. Drop down onto your hands and knees and cover your head and neck with your arms to protect yourself from falling objects. If you can move safely, crawl under a sturdy desk or table and hold on to one of the legs until the shaking stops. After an earthquake, help people who are hurt or trapped. Call 911 for emergencies only. Check your home for damage, including gas or water leaks, damaged wiring, or downed power lines. Protect your family and your home by making a plan, building a kit, and practicing disaster drills at least twice a year. Be sure to visit readyoc.org for more information on emergency preparedness and alertoc.com to sign up for emergency alerts and notifications. We want you to be prepared for a disaster just as much as you.
Welcome back. Today I have Dr. Tang and Dr. Sharma, who are here from Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center. And today we are going to discuss the treatment of abdominal aortic aneurysm. Now that's quite a mouthful, and obviously something that is super important for us to be talking to our viewers. So tell me a little bit about, first we'll start with Dr. Tang. Tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, thank you. My name is Wang Tang. I'm a vascular and endovascular surgeon. I practice here at Saddleback. I've been taking care of this community here for 13 years.
All right.
And I have a specialty in vascular surgery and endovascular surgery, which is something we'll talk about today, which is managing surgical problems through minimally invasive techniques.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, great.
Yeah.
Great, and you started where?
I came here straight out of fellowship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I trained 15 years at University of California, Irvine. I did my fellowship at the University of Utah and then came here. I'm the chairman of the board for the surgical center across the street at Saddleback.
Okay.
And I'm also the medical director for peripheral vascular services at Saddleback Hospital.
Okay, excellent. All right, how about you?
Did my general surgery at Michigan State in Flint.
Okay, great.
So again, same strong interest in aortic surgery and all things vascular.
Okay, excellent. Well, let's get kind of right into it. So tell me a little bit about what abdominal aortic aneurysm is. I mean, what actually causes it and what it is.
Sure. So abdominal aortic aneurysms are a dilation of the aorta. And for the ones that we're specifically talking about below the kidneys, as exemplified in this picture, these would be the kidney blood vessels, and this would be the dilation below.
Okay.
So technically, anyone who has a dilation of 3 centimeters or bigger is technically an aneurysm.
I see.
So these patients, a lot of times they're found incidentally. They have other scans or ultrasounds that find these. But typically the things that would put these patients at risk are being male, gender, men over 65 who have been smokers at any time in their life should be looked at. And also just familial or hereditary factors also.
Okay, all right. And is there some, like what are some of the symptoms that you would you feel anything?
So typically, these do not cause any symptoms. Usually at the point at which they do, it becomes an emergency for us. So it would have to be large enough or enlarging rapidly enough that it would cause pain for the patient. And that would be a sign to us as surgeons that it may be an emergency and may be at risk for rupture.
Okay.
The other concerns would be if these things are large enough that they would compress their surrounding structures, but that's pretty rare.
Wow. Okay. All right. And then now you already told us about who is at risk. What are some of the treatments that we could be looking at for something like this?
So this is your body's aorta, and this sits in the middle of your abdomen here. This artery is normally the size of a garden hose. And these are the arteries that branch off and go to each kidney on both sides, as Dr. Sharma talked about.
Okay.
This is the aneurysm itself. It's dilated, and this segment here is the abnormal portion. The artery then divides and goes down to your legs. We can access these arteries through what we call endovascular techniques. And what we're talking about today is a minimally invasive way to fix these aneurysms. It's the standard of care to fix aneurysms, and it has been for the last 15 to 20 years.
Okay.
And the way we do these is we reline this weakened area. The risk of this having an aneurysm is it enlarges and it ruptures. And if this aneurysm ruptures, most people die immediately.
Oh my.
Right. And so, and again, these are asymptomatic most of the time. And so oftentimes the first time you'll know about an aneurysm is its impending rupture, impending death. So today we fix these aneurysms. We have an ability to put stents inside these aneurysms.
Right.
Stents are fabric-lined tubes that are supported by metal struts and are compressed down onto something the size of our pen.
Okay.
And that device is then placed through an operation, through arteries down below, and then this device is then placed inside the artery itself, relining the inside of the artery, redirecting flow through the stent and depressurizing this aneurysm itself.
Okay. Okay.
These are modular devices. They're different sizes, they're custom sized, there's different lengths. There are different components that can be placed together.
Okay.
And can be extended into both arteries. And there's different configurations of all these, custom fit to somebody's anatomy.
Okay. And then how do you actually insert this? Is it through a needle or is it going through an artery? I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. These are all done through percutaneous approaches today.
Okay.
So percutaneous approach is basically large punctures through your groin into your femoral arteries. You know, the arteries down below here in your groins on both sides. And these are threaded up over guide wires and catheters using x-rays and contrast medium injections.
Okay.
And the holes and that these are passed through are the size of your a ballpoint pen.
Right, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to see that this starts out as a ballpoint pen and then it can expand so
That's right. Yeah. So these are compressed down onto a ballpoint pen diameter, long devices passed over guide wires, and then you're carefully opened up into the exact position below these kidney arteries.
Okay.
And as a tidbit moving forward, today we have the abilities to place stents above these kidney arteries also. And a lot of the community here have heard of what we call fenestrated aortic aneurysm repairs.
Okay.
And that's been in the news recently, and I was actually the first in Southern California to place a fenestrated stent graft.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's just amazing. I mean, technology today is really progressing. Do you see some new technologies coming out to help with this?
So this fenestrated stent graft, we placed our first fenestrated stent graft to treat aneurysms that are involving the kidney arteries.
Okay.
So the goals of these stents is that there's a small zone below the kidney arteries in which this graft sits by friction and seals. Okay. If the aneurysm is up to or involving the kidney arteries, there's no zone here to seal. Okay. So the stent actually needs to be placed higher up. Okay. Well, what happens then is that how is the kidneys going to get blood flow?
Right.
And that's going to require little custom cutouts, or what we call fenestrations in these stent grafts.
All right.
And these fenestrations are now commercially available on these type of stent grafts, in which we are now treating a broader range of aneurysms that traditionally previously weren't able to be managed with these with the infrarenal devices.
Wow, that's great. That is great. What are some things people can do to prevent having this happen to them? Is there anything in particular?
Well, the main thing would be smoking, and that's the thing that we can always counsel patients towards. Hey, look, you should stop smoking. And if they've ever had, and that's a good time to also identify their history of smoking, to say, hey, look, if you've ever smoked, that does put you at a higher risk than the general population. So those are the things that we typically talk with patients all the time. The other general risk factors that we talk with patients is high cholesterol. Some of the diabetes can also contribute to hardening of the arteries throughout the body. So these are the things that we always touch on with our patients and make sure that they're aware, because we're not going to know anything if they don't tell us.
Right. Now, when you mentioned smoking, I mean, now obviously there's different kinds of smoking that are going on these days. I mean, are you talking about historical smoking from cigarettes, cigars? What kind of smoking does contribute?
It would be cigars, nicotine, cigarettes. These days with the other forms, there hasn't been association directly with those things, but at least for us, typically,
I suppose time will tell, right?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Okay, well, excellent. So if anyone wants to know more about this, they can always go to the memorialcare.org/SB Heart. And thank you both for being on. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Lisa, for having us.
All right, and we'll be right back after this. Thank you both.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
Hi, I'm Wendy Miller, your Laguna Woods real estate professional. Have you been looking for a realtor?
Wendy Miller helped me through the challenging process of real estate here in Laguna Woods. She was helpful, she was fun, she was professional. I really recommend her.
Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, downsizing, or even relocating within Laguna Woods, I am your real estate professional and can help guide you through the entire process. Give me a call and I'll help you make the right move.
I did whatever I felt I had to in order to feed my addiction. I couldn't fight it anymore, but I didn't know how to stop. When I hit bottom, my family intervened and found Beginnings treatment centers. Today I'm not a slave to my addiction. I have my family and my life back. I hope and pray that if you or a loved one needs help, that you make the call like I did.
Well, there's a lot of great events coming up in recreation, and we have Jennifer Murphy here today to tell us all about them.
Good morning.
Great to see you.
You too. How are you doing today?
Very good. And Jen used to come on a long time ago pretty regularly and do our recreation report and all, and so it's good to have you back.
Thank you so much. Well, I want to start off talking about a new program we have coming up this Friday. It's a new ESL class for residents. We've been promoting it for the last few months while we were searching for tutors to help support the program, but beginning this Friday, for any resident who is interested in taking English as a second language, we're offering these classes free.
That's great.
They'll be taking place over at Clubhouse 1. There are 2 separate time slots. We have a 10 to noon and a 1 to 3. These particular teachers who are going to be instructing these classes are coming to us from the Literacy Council. South Coast Literacy is a council of retired teachers who just simply want to give back to various communities. So we've contracted them to provide these classes. I am very excited about this class because I can tell you for the 10 years that I've been here coordinating classes, this is probably one of the most requested classes we get.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
I wouldn't have thought that, but that is great.
Believe it or not, you know, residents come in on their own or they'll come in with a family member and the family member is asking, and we've had to send them off campus to Saddleback. So now we have this here. So again, the class is beginning this Friday, September 14th, over at Clubhouse 1. You do not need to call and register. You're going to simply just show up. It's a free class. You can pick whichever time slot works better for you, either the 10 a.m. or the 1 p.m. You'll be greeted.
Is it by language?
They're going to basically gather everybody that shows up, and they're going to break them off into groups. But they did say to me that some of the more, I guess, requested classes would be Korean, Chinese, Vietnamese, Arabic, Persian, and Japanese. So, if that's down your alley, I just suggest that you go on in. It's going to be very comfortable, relaxed. They'll have homework. They'll be doing different dittos and things. But I think this is a really great resource
for our. Ditto?
I did. Is that dating myself a little bit? Worksheets. Yes. So they'll be having some homework.
You're not that old. I mean, dittos was my era.
But we were even able to get a good amount of residents who are also retired who are going to be acting as their tutors. So South Coast Literacy is going to run the program, but then the students will also have other residents to support them, to help them at home, or get through different types of worksheets and things
that's great. I love that idea.
All free of charge.
Now you've got the Swing Cats, and that's coming up the 15th.
This coming Saturday.
That's right.
Yeah.
Saturday.
So if your calendar is free, it is our final outdoor concert over at Clubhouse 2 on the lawn. The concert's going to begin about 6 p.m. Generally, people arrive about 4 beforehand. They picnic. You can pack your own picnic, bring all your own food and beverage.
Very good.
Or Martinez Catering will be on site for food for purchase. They usually have a chicken combo and a hot dog combo, very affordable, while supplies last for that. But come out, have a picnic with your friends or your family. Concert's at 6. The Swing Cats, for those of you who are not familiar with them, they are going to be taking you back through the 30s, 40s, and 50s. They want you to come cut a rug. They talk about jump tune. Do you know what that is? It must be a dance.
Jump tune.
Foxtrot, jitterbug, the mambo, and the waltz. So they really want to get the crowd moving. So make sure you bring your dancing pants or your dancing shoes.
Okay.
But free concert over at Clubhouse 2 on the lawn this Saturday, 6 p.m.
And then, finally here, we have a Bruce Springsteen tribute concert.
Yes, Bruce Springsteen will be over at our Performing Arts Center coming up on Saturday, October 6th. Tickets are available now through our box office for either $15 or $25. The Bruce Springsteen experience is a high-octane chronological journey. They're going to be taking you from 1973 all the way through the height of his fame of the 80s and beyond. So you're going to hear all those hits, all your favorites. If you want to bust out your bandanas, I don't know, dress up, head on down. But this will be over at the Performing Arts Center, and you do need to get tickets in advance.
Okay, good to know. A lot of good stuff coming up, and of course people can go on the website and find out about these.
Yep.
And as we get into, they're not, holidays aren't too far away.
Summer's coming to an end, but we're starting to plan our fall programs.
Right, all the different programs,
We're getting really excited about our upcoming hoedown. That'll be in October. I want to say it's
that'll be fun, yeah.
The 20th. We had our first one last year,
so
we're really getting excited about that. And then I just wanted to mention for all of our clubs out there who have rollovers for 2019, those payments are due by this Friday. So if you are a Laguna Woods Village club and you have not paid for your 2019 rollover, please head into the recreation office. Also, for any residents, club or private party who secured a lottery card for 2019, those are also due by the 15th, which is a Saturday. So make sure you come in by Friday, because if it's not paid for by Friday, it will fall off the calendar and you'll lose the hold.
All right, good point. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. Good to see you. And don't be a stranger.
Definitely.
I mean, we like Brian to come up too, and everyone. But
we'll take turns.
All right, very good. All right, we'll be right back. Yeah, it's hard to believe Bruce Springsteen.
When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Low payments? Yes, we can. Low financing for all types of credit? Yes, we can. Capistrano Toyota features 10 acres of new and certified pre-owned Toyotas, plus many used cars priced below $10,000. When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Exit the 5 freeway at Camino Capistrano.
Family chronology is a family-owned business here to help you tell your story in your own unique way, in order to ensure that your legacy is passed down to your descendants for centuries to come. Imagine if you'd grown up with a video documentary of your great-great-grandparents.
You know, I've never met them, unfortunately.
Imagine your children hearing from them directly, how they thought, how they lived, the unique experiences they would have to share. Those experiences enriching the lives of generations they never got to meet. This is what you're doing for your family's benefit. We want to help you tell your story your way.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Welcome back. Our Friday movie this week is on September 14th, and that's at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. It's called Finding Your Feet, and it is PG-13, and it is a comedy, drama, and a musical all rolled into one. And it's on the eve of retirement. A middle-class, judgmental snob discovers her husband has been having an affair with her best friend and is forced into exile with her bohemian sister, who lives on an impoverished inner city council estate. It looks like a fun, thoughtful film. It has Imelda Staunton, Celia Imeri, and Timothy Spall. So we're showing you a little clip here. It looks like sort of a European-type film. And that looks like it's going to be fun. And so that will be on Friday, September 14th at 2 and 7 p.m. Then we also have coming up on Monday's movie on September 17th at 2 and 6 p.m. we have Divorce American Style. And that is from 1967. So I'm sure that that should be a very funny one, because today's divorce is not quite the same as it was way back when. But after 17 years, things have got too predictable and stale. They argue they visit a marriage counselor. Richard visits a prostitute. They split up after meeting other people. My goodness, it just has all sorts of crazy things going on. Dick Van Dyke, Debbie Reynolds, and Jason Robards. And that is going to be on Monday, September 17th. It's about an hour and 49 minutes. It's a comedy, and that's at 2 and 6 p.m. All right, some things we have coming up in the community. We have caregiving classes, which is on a mission to reduce the feelings of stress by increasing the use of your coping mechanisms for stress. Taking care of yourself, identifying stressors and triggers, reducing feelings of stress, guilt, and depression, and how to communicate effectively. Those will be on Tuesdays from 2 to 3:30 p.m. and that starts today. Then it will be on September 18th and then on September 25th. Those will be at the community building in the Pine Room. And you can register by phone by calling 714-446-5030, or you can register at caregiveroc.org. Then something super fun that I know we've been talking a lot about is this Shakespeare on the Patio. That's going to be happening Sunday, September 16th and Monday, September 17th. Clubhouse 1 patio, the doors open at 6 p.m. and the performance begins at dusk. They're going to be having all sorts of fun. You can bring your own drinks, your own food. It is directed by David Deering and produced by Sheila Bialke, and you've seen them on our show before. Tickets are $10, and you can get those from the box office at the Performing Arts Center. Then we also have another fun thing that's coming up on Monday, September 17th next week. Clubhouse 1 in the Art Gallery from 6:15 to 8:15. It's called Pour and Paint Night. And you can come for an evening of painting, wine, and fun, relax, meet new people, and create a masterpiece. The evening's artist will be Penny Rubin, and she will be painting Salmon Sky. The fee is $20 per person, includes all art supplies and 2 glasses of wine. And the aprons will be provided. And if you would like to register, you can do that in Clubhouse 1. There are 20 spaces available, and I haven't heard if it's been sold out or not, so they must still have spaces. You can call 949-597-4281. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. As Ken mentioned, we still are a little foggy this morning, but otherwise it's looking pretty good in the 80s this week. So we're going to have a little bit of fog in the morning, and then it's clearing up to be sunny this afternoon, 80-62, 79-60 tomorrow, Thursday, 80-61, Friday, 84-63. So I like it by the time the weekend rolls around. It's a little warmer, Saturday, 84-63. And then around town, it's all still pretty much the same. As he said this morning, nothing's really changed. North OC, 82, Beaches, 74, South OC, 81, San Diego, 80, Inland OC, 83, Foothills, 83, Arrowhead 76 and a low of 53, and Palm Springs is still warm with 105. So it's looking pretty good out there. And then tomorrow on our show, we are going to have Creative Expression Club. We have the Theater Guild, which is always a load of fun, the Senior Center, which has got a lot of great things going on, and then the Chicago Club. So have a great day in the Village, and we'll see you tomorrow.